After that, we have to precisely install the specific screw, and then I'll happily show everyone how to thoroughly read and understand every detail in the instructions guide. Let's turn to page 3, find the column, base legs and beam. Use screws to fix and install them. Our column here is marked as number 3, okay? Let's turn to the instructions. Each part has a corresponding serial number, and this is part number 3. It's for the back support. Then over here, find part number 1, which is at the bottom of the support leg. Let's see how to find the screws. Here we use this fourth column as an example. It shows 2 middle screws marked as H10, 13. Okay, let's first look at the manual. On the last page, we look at the sequence number H1010. The front med 10 refers to the thickness of the screw rod, and 75 is the length of the screw rod. Let's look at the column M10, M8, right? The screw rod diameter, and then there's 15, 25, 35, 60, right? 20, 5, 70, 5, 80, 90 is the screw rod's length. I hope everyone can classify the screws by length first. Then check the outside marking. These two are M10, H10, H10. Here we have H10, 12, which indicates a screw that is 70 long. Count the bottom legs and connect the beam. Let's install from the base. First, install this screw. This screw is 70 long. Once installed, don't tighten it yet, as we haven't fully disassembled it. The middle has a screw length of 75 because it's thicker. Both sides are 70. When installing the screws, no need to tighten too much, just hand tighten 2 turns like this. Yes, for us, just hand tighten 2 turns, that's okay. Finally, when all the tools are installed, tighten it up. Since we didn't remove the upright column, there's a reinforcing triangle plate at the back that must be there, or the order will be wrong and it won't move up. See there at the back? Now, let's look upwards. We should find the corresponding beam. The beam is divided in a certain way. Once the upright column is installed, we can easily find the beam. Here's where the beam enters first. The beam has a sequence. Check here, it connects with the red dot to the upright column with screws, and that's okay. Notice here, there's a big metal piece here, right? And then go up to secure the opposite screw. Generally, the nuts face outwards because it's more aesthetically pleasing. We then install these parts 4 and 5 first. After completing the installation of parts 4 and 5, we move on to install the left and right sides. Pay attention here, this side has the large electric panel piece. The large electric panel mainly serves a decorative purpose. Okay, let's place it there. Let's look underneath, and just like below, use screws to secure it. Notice here at the bottom, there are actually 2 screws. Take a look at this detail here. We have pre-installed nuts on this screw. This area requires us to install the nut. So what's a pre-installed nut? We simply need to use a screw. Check how to install the safety frame, find the right position, the side with the rubber grip facing downward, divide the left and right, then install it first, then come down and install it into this hole here. There's a wheel on this side, remove it and it's okay. Remove it, install it, and it's okay. In a while, we'll align this hole, push it up, align it, install this linear bearing, and the small eye should face inward. Put it in okay, this big electric sheet, the largest one goes under this fixed conduit. During initial mechanical installation, this thread is windproof. It has a blue rubber gasket facing outward. We twist it by hand until it can be twisted on. Do not use a handle to tighten it, just twist it on enough. Then install this cross beam, press it again, and when we reach the thread, just hand tighten it as needed. After everything is installed, use 2 wrenches, one to hold and the other to tighten. Here I have an electric one. Just swap a wrench and it's okay. Tighten it to this position. The screw head should stick out. For the card, use small screws to fix it, align the hole. Earlier, the screw rod wasn't tightened. If you tighten one, the next hole might not align properly. Finally, tighten it, install the iron plate. One side is done. If it doesn't fit the slot, push it slightly by hand. Just a tap will position it to nearly the hole area. Use 70mm screws, 1 screw, 1 washer, add another washer and nut. Okay, use 80mm screws, secure it through with screw rods and washers. Then align more washers here, you see? Because see, if it's not cool, adjust slightly. Blow it straight down to find one below. This 80-meter screw is okay for installation inside the face frame. There are 4 screws, 70 mm. Then check inside for in a row for support. This spot requires 65mm screws and the rod below is 70 mm. Check the angle of this hanging rod, which is downward at this location. It needs to connect with the small card and connect with this and this to screw together. Fix it with screws, but don't tighten yet. Use short screws above and long ones below. First, fix these 2 screws. They're fixed with screws. Okay, reinstall it on both sides. It's pre-threaded, just twist it on. Okay, put a screw on this side. Once both sides are done, move this card to the middle position. Why? When we move it to the middle, the mat aligns well. On this side, we need to put in 2 screws. Once this side is fixed, it's okay. With 3 boards, let's check the installation direction. It should be vertical so we can insert it into this hole. Don't install it backward. It should be just aligned for the plug board while holding the wire.